How's it going, guys? My name's Dieter, and I'm a Land Rover fanatic. Okay, I like Land Rovers. I know that might be disgusting to some, but yeah, I like them. I fell in love with them nearly 20 years ago. Here's a Series 2. You can tell it's a Series 2 Discovery by the windows, basically. There's no rubber around those windows there, and there's still two pieces. The Series 3 has just one, same as the Series 4. The Series 1, of course, there's a green one. This is one of the most reliable cars I've ever had in my whole life. I'm 59, nearly 60, and I lost count of how many cars I've had. And this is one of the most reliable cars I've ever had in my whole life. Unfortunately, my son killed it. And yeah, I'm not sure whether I'll put it back on the road yet or whether I'll just use it for parts for another one. But the Series 1, of course, has around these, you've got all the windows have rubber seals. Okay, where the Series 2 is a little more modern and they've just got the stick-ons. Here's the Series 1 I bought at auction, and I hope to have that on the road in the next couple of weeks. These two are no longer registered. My son killed both of them. Okay, this one here I've picked up, and it's a V8 where the other two are diesels. This is V8 petrol, and I'm actually looking forward to having it on the road. We'll go through past the rubbish, and here I have another V8 petrol I bought at auction. I have never had the chance or the money to put that one, to register that one and get it up and running. Although I have had it running, but it's got a problem with the heads, and that thing's been worked. It is dual fuel, and she gets up and goes. Like, it's one of the fastest Landrovers I've ever driven. She really hauls and spins wheels all over the place, but gets very hot very, very quickly. So I haven't been able to drive it very often, and right now it's in pieces. But yeah, I'm a Land Rover nut. I fell in love with Land Rovers, as I said, about 20 years ago, maybe even a bit longer. Maybe nearly 30 years ago, actually. Yeah, 30 years. Walk around this one. You can see the insignia at the bottom there, which most Land Rovers have at the back, as to whether they're diesel or petrol. And the same with whether you go to the Range Rovers or the Freelanders. But yes, they do have lemons, like you hear a lot about some of the English cars, especially the English models. That one, the Series 2, is a lemon. At least that particular one is. It's one of the worst ones I've ever bought. Okay, not saying all the Series 2 are, just that particular one. Yeah, that's an expensive one, that one. It's cost me a lot of money to keep it on the road, and it still died. The Series 2 upgrade, of course, is the one I've always wanted. I didn't have the money at the time to buy that. I ended up with the Series 2. I went back to the Series 1 because it's one of the most reliable out of the whole series. At least I believe so. But yeah, I fell in love with Land Rovers. I was working for my brother at the time, and we were out at a job at Canungra, and I needed a car. I didn't have one at the time, and I was driving his Toyota Ute, Toyota Land Cruiser Ute, and yeah, it was a nice enough car, a work car. And there was a Land Rover Series 2 Land Rover Troop Carrier, the old Land Rovers, and it was a 1959 model, a nice little sky blue one, 1959 model, and it drove. I went for a test drive. It drove better and was more comfortable and more fun to drive than the 86 Toyota. So I bought it. It's cost me $2,500. The only problems you have with the older Land Rovers, especially the Series 1s and 2s, is their drivetrain isn't really strong enough. So I had, broken axles, broken gearbox in the time I had it. But it was a fun car to drive. One of the most fun cars I've ever driven. And that's where I fell in love with Land Rovers. And then eventually I had a Range Rover, which I had a lot of fun with. I'll tell you the story about that one day. Haven't got much time for that. And then I've bought that Series 1, the green disco there, and that is a fun car to drive. It's a 2.4 litre diesel, turbo diesel. She goes almost anywhere. I never had to buy anything special to keep it going on the road. I've never had to have anything special to go off-road. For the $6,000 I paid for it back 12 years ago, that thing has gone places that, yeah, you just point and drive. The wonderful thing about a Land Rover, okay, people say, oh yeah, but you don't have to do it, you don't have to buy anything for it, you don't have to, yeah, it's right, you don't. They are made to go off-road. They are an off-road vehicle, okay, and then they are comfortable on the road. You know, speed bumps, yeah, just accelerate, have fun, because they hardly even know they're there. Okay, and never had to change any suspension. I've had to get the suspension, new rubbers on. My mechanic puts new rubbers on that car almost every 2 years, which doesn't cost much, but yeah, the rubbers wear out a bit, and I've got to put new rubbers on this one I've just bought. But yeah, it's the best car I've ever driven in my whole life, I think, and I've driven a lot of different cars. Okay, but yeah, unfortunately my son killed it. We had it repaired. We ended up having to replace the intake pipes, because they're all split, all the rubber pipes that go onto the turbochargers and the from the intake filter to the turbo, they all split because they were getting old. And once we got them replaced, of course, the thing ran better and faster, and we were running only to 4,500 revs I used to change the gears at, and she'd do it all day. It was brilliant. You'd drive. I remember getting pulled over around the Toowoomba range doing 140 k's an hour, and I was cruising at 140. She only she cruises at 140 all day. Beautiful car to drive. She's one hand, yeah, one finger at 140 k's an hour. Nice and safe going around the range. And I had to stop because the policeman raced past me going the opposite direction. He turned down the street. I just pulled over. I knew he was going to get me. And he pulled me over and asked me why I was going so fast. I said, I was cruising. It's just comfortable to cruise at 140 k's an hour. Okay, it was only 100 k an hour road, but yeah, it just cruises at 140. It's a beautiful car to drive. This thing here, I would not even attempt to cruise at 100. I don't even like cruising at 100 with this thing. Okay, like I said, it's a lemon, isn't it? It was never a car. Yeah, out of all the cars I've had, this one, yeah, I never felt safe in that one. I'm glad I've got back to the Series 1 again. This V8, I'm going to be very happy with it once I got it on the road. I'm going to enjoy this thing. But, yeah, as I said, I'm a bit of a Land Rover fanatic. Don't hold it against me. Okay, I have had a lot of cars. I've had the Toyotas. Like, one of the best Toyotas I've ever had in my life was the Hiace van. And because I work in the building industry, I've had quite a few of those. And some of the things I've done in the Hiace van, okay, yeah, there's not too many people here. Not too many people who'd even think about doing it. But yeah, the Hiace van is one of the best Toyotas I've ever had in my life. But yes, we're on to Land Rovers. And Land Rovers, I do love them. I will always go back to Land Rover. I'm hoping to get myself a Range Rover again soon. I like the older ones because I don't have to be so dainty with them. They are able to take a whole lot of abuse. They're not overworked, and this one doesn't have computers in it. Well, that one does. Okay, and the computer's running all the time and drains the battery. If I don't start that car every week, it will not run. The battery just won't take it. Where that one and this one, I don't have to start the car. I have to start it like even once a month is fine. The battery is still charged because there's nothing draining the battery unless you leave the radio or lights on. But this one here, the computer's going at all times, and it drains the battery quite quickly. Same with most electronic vehicles, unfortunately. But yeah, all right. I've been rambling on, and yeah, I hope to do a lot more on Land Rovers. I'll keep you up to date. I'll do a lot more specific stuff on these machines. They are a beautiful car to drive. If you've ever driven one, enjoy. Okay, they are fun to drive. Catch you again soon. Bye.